Do not sleep on compound interest. Welcome to day 237 until I'm a YouTube millionaire. It was said by Einstein, for very good reason, that compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world. This requires a lot of extra emphasis by me, because I say this all the time for very good reason. The only reason that we don't take more advantage of compound interest is because we're so ephemeral. We don't live very long, and we don't realize that if we were to start investing and saving early, say at 15 years old or the very moment we get a job, let's say it's, I don't know, a couple $100 a month or whatever, in today's dollars. By the time you're 65, you'll have $10 million saved in your account if you're simply investing in the S&P 500. And you exponentially increase how much you're investing as inflation increases and as your income increases. This is true with just about everything, okay? It's why I am so okay with investing this money in my YouTube channel, even if I'm not getting that many views right now, even if it's a little bit of a struggle to build it at the moment. I know the day will come where the advertising campaigns either A, no longer exist, you can't do them anymore, or B, have much less of an effect, because there's even more saturation on the internet, even more saturation on YouTube, and perhaps more people that are willing to take advantage of the opportunity that is available here that basically levels out the playing field in that regard. So if I invest now, a healthy YouTube channel, if YouTube is actually working properly, which it isn't right now, would reasonably see growth of perhaps 1, 2, 3x over the course of a year, unless you're like, 5 million subscribers or whatnot. Then you're getting to perhaps the saturation point of your particular niche. Now you're looking at somebody like Mr. Beast. His niche is very, very broad. So he's got 400-something million subscribers and still continuing to grow because his niche is basically a niche that everybody in the world could, at some point or another, find interest. So they subscribe once and they stay there. He gets hundreds of millions of views per video, and his videos are very, very high production value because he's got the money. It's exponential, guys. A niche channel like mine, where it's video essays, has a large market. It does. Even one that's specifically talking about philosophy and whatnot, and more heady topics. There are 8 billion people on the planet. And like a third of them, or so, I'm pretty sure, are on YouTube in one form or another. And of those people, so let's say that's like 3 billion people, a little bit less, but let's just say 3 billion people. Let's say 1% of them are interested in video essays, which tends to correlate to higher intelligence individuals, which is about 1% of the population as an IQ of 137 or above, assuming a 100 IQ average. Now, because the average IQ of the world is like 90, 89 point something, because the normalization hasn't worked properly, because those normalizations work for particular cohorts of the population, and it's specifically designed for the Western world and more accurately Caucasians, right? So Caucasians are at the average, 100, but the rest of the world writ large is about 90. So 1% of the population with that IQ as the average is about a 127, which equates to those people who want to see video essays and who can think on those thoughtful, heady topics in the same manner as somebody who's actually producing said essays. Philosophy included. Philosophy is something that those types of people would be interested in. So 1% of the population, let's say 3 billion people on YouTube, guess what that is? That's 30 million. Is that right? Yeah, 30 million people. So you keep producing, that's your cap until you start broadening out your niche. Now, I have a pretty broad niche on this channel. The niche is video essays, book reviews, and some gaming. It's really a vlog, which means that essentially everybody on YouTube is part of my market if they find interest in what I have to say. And if you're growing at 1% a week or 5% a week, which is reasonable, compound that over 10 years, and it's not going to stop. It's going to keep going. And the income keeps going with that. Now that's 5% from the previous week. 5%. So you start off with 1, right? Let's say you start off with 100 people, right? 100 subscribers. 5% growth in 1 week, 105. 5% growth in 1 week, 110.1. So say 111, etc., etc., etc. It goes up from the previous week, not from the original principle, right? That's what compound interest is. It's extremely powerful. It gets really big, really fast, giggity. The income goes up with that. It's the same basic idea behind leveling up in a business. Now, I'm a real estate guy. I do a lot of real estate stuff. And currently I'm in the process of trying to level that up. I have 20 units in my portfolio. And I'm trying, they're all single families, duplexes, and fourplexes. And I'm working to sell them off right now so that I can pool that money together with a little bit of leverage, get a commercial loan, and get an apartment complex perhaps of 30 to 50 units. And it goes up and up and up. Every 3 to 5 years, it would be amazing if I lived longer than 100 years. It would be amazing. Just imagine what I could do with all that time. Because I have this understanding now of how important and how powerful compound interest is, and I'm taking advantage of it as best I can. Man, if only I lived 200, 300, 500, 1,000 years. Look at, I have to keep on reminding you guys, because it has a very big hold on my philosophies in life. Read the book Time Enough for Love by Robert Heinlein. If you want to know a big portion of my philosophies in life, read that book. Also, The Island from Aldous Huxley. Both really good books. But in particular, Time Enough for Love by Robert Heinlein. It's a very good book, very weird, all right? But the reason Robert Heinlein makes it weird is so that the ideas will stick. Because we could be on the verge of doing these things that I'm talking about, living to 2,000 years or whatever. Giant leaps. The moment we invent rejuvenation technology and stuff like that is the moment this will all shift. That compound interest, look at what Fry did on the Futurama series. He had 97 cents in his bank account in the year 2000. He was frozen and came back to life in the year 3000. It's future. That 97 cents turned into $4.2 billion. And that's probably a lowball estimate of what it would do. Guys, I say this especially to the younger viewers in my audience. Start investing now. Learn about business now. This is the time, okay? Right now. All right. Love y'all. Peace.